Hello everyone, it's SpawnPoiint and we are back with another top 10 new games which are all releasing in March. I feel we've had a pretty strong start to 2024, or at least it's felt like it with a number of games that I've been playing, and March is looking no different. So today I'm going to cover all the top games which I think are worth playing, some of which are AAA with a few indie games thrown in just to mix things up. And I can tell you now, we're going to run out of time to play them all. So tell me, what games are you looking forward to playing this month? And if there's a game that I've missed, just let me know in the comments. Now, we've seen a lot of simulators over the years, from farming to lawnmowers, trains and goats. Well, on March the 7th, we're getting Taxi Life, which is an open world simulator game based in Barcelona. This looks awesome. You have to complete time-based jobs, evade traffic jams and road closures, all while abiding by the law. Think Crazy Taxi, but without the crazy. Now, not only does this look like Barcelona, this is said to be an authentic replica of the city at a true scale. So if you've ever been to, or you happen to live here, you'll recognise the landmarks and buildings as you drive around and completing tasks. You can drive different cars and customise the looks of your vehicles and character, as well as the interior and the performance. And as you're driving around, you'll notice the weather and driving conditions will impact your car as well. So if you find every time you play GTA you just like completing the taxi rides or abiding by the rules of the road, maybe give this one a go. So Taxi Life, a city driving simulator, launches on March 7th, and that's coming to PC, Xbox Series and PS5. Next we have the Outlast Trials, which is a first-person horror game developed by Red Barrel. This series has been pretty popular over the years, and from the early gameplay and trailers that we've seen, it's looking pretty scary as well. In fact, it is so brutal that I have struggled to find footage that's safe to show you today. So this game is set during the Cold War, where you are recruited as a human guinea pig with the purpose of completing the trials and therapy in order to be released. You can either go at it alone and play this solo, or team up with up to 4 of your friends and play co-op. You then collect documents, surviving the trials and putting yourself through some horrific and terrifying ordeals. But seriously though, I wish I could show you more, so go and watch the full trailer and see what you think. So the Outlast Trials launches on March the 5th, and that's after being in early access for about 9 months. It's coming to PC, PlayStation and Xbox. Okay, so Dragon's Dogma 2 is a game that I've been really looking forward to, and the more trailers and gameplay that I've seen has only made me even more excited. It's a third-person action RPG from Capcom, and it's probably no surprise that it's a sequel to the 2012 title. Now, much like the first, it's a single-player, open-world game, but this time it is massive, as it's going to be 4 times bigger than before. It's also split into 2 maps, one where the Arisen rules as king with a fortified city, green rolling hills and humans, while the second is littered with ancient ruins, steep canyons and beast-like creatures. But the good news is you will be able to fast travel between the 2. So the main story itself is narrative driven, and you need to navigate your way around a massive immersive world, combating various enemies and building your squad of pawns. Pawns are AI sidekicks which are designed to assist you throughout the game, including solving challenges and even finding the enemy weaknesses. Now throughout the game you can customise your character enough that it will change the way you play and approach different situations. By choosing a vocation including fighter, thief, warrior and trickster, it will completely change the way your character handles combat. From throwing smoke down to disorientate enemies, to long-range attacks with a bow and arrow. So combining the massive open world, side quests and let's be honest, these stunning visuals, I think this is going to be big. I also hope it gets the launch that it deserves, as the original had a pretty slow start back in the day. So Dragon's Dogma 2 launches on March the 22nd, and that's coming to PS5, PC and Xbox Series. Then on March 5th, we get what feels like the 75th installment of WWE, where we get to jump in the ring with more than 200 different characters, including John Cena, Logan Paul and Bad Bunny. Now, I don't think I need to tell you what WWE is about, but 2K have confirmed this is going to be their most comprehensive wrestling game to date. We get the usual modes including Backstage Brawl, Royal Rumble and Extreme Rules. But they're also adding 4 new modes including Ambulance, Gauntlet, Casket and Special Guest Referee Bouts, all available at launch. Now throughout the game there's going to be 2 storylines to play along with multiplayer modes and up to 8 player online modes. And literally in the last few days we got the full lineup of the available characters, and this list is massive. 2K have confirmed more than 200 including some new names, familiar faces and the return of a few that we've not seen for about 10 years. Now you could say this looks the same as 2K23. Now you wouldn't be wrong, but we do have improved graphics, facial expressions, game modes and characters. I feel like we're getting enough this time to set this apart from the others. So WWE 2K4 launches on March the 8th. However, if you opt for the Deluxe or 40 Years of WrestleMania edition, you'll get early access on March the 5th. And this is coming to PC, PlayStation and Xbox. Now, if you're after a mindless game with ridiculous humour, look no further than South Park Snow Day. It's been 7 years since the last instalment, but we'll once again get to see Cartman, Stan, Kyle and Kenny during what could be one of the best days of the year, a snow day. If you've played any of the previous games, including the Stick of Truth, the Fractured Butthole and Phone Destroyer, this is the next chapter in that journey. So you wake up to a massive blizzard which has wiped out the town and closed the school, and what better way to spend the day than having a snowball fight. Now you get to play as New Kid, and you can either go at it alone in solo mode or team up with up to 3 of your mates in co-op or online matchmaking. There will be weapon upgrades, special powers and abilities, and the option to customize the look of your New Kid. This is definitely going to be one of those games you'll either love or hate. And it's also interesting to see that this is now in 3D as opposed to 2D like we've seen before. But I guess this is a nod to the N64 version we had back in 1999, which bizarrely I still own this copy from my childhood. So South Park Snow Day launches on March the 26th, and that's coming to PC, PS5, Xbox Series and Switch.
Good luck trying to ruin this game. I'm sure you'll manage.
Unicorn Overlord is an upcoming strategy RPG from Vanillaware. It's a tactical fantasy RPG where you play as Elaine, an exiled prince, as you round up an army to reclaim your throne from the General Valmor. You navigate around the land, collecting items and completing tasks, all while trying to defend yourself during the various battles using strategic combat. And I have to say, this pixel art and 2D drawings look great. They've also done a great job of combining the tactical RPG genre that we've seen many times before, with overworld exploration and this battle system to create a pretty unique experience. Now there will be more than 60 unique characters too, including humans, elves and beasts. And if you're not sure if this game is really for you, there is a demo on the Switch that you can try out today. So Unicorn Overlord launches on March the 8th, and that's coming to the PS4, PS5, Xbox and Switch. So nearly 25 years after the last game, we are finally getting a sequel to Outcast, a third-person open-world action-adventure game. It's set in Aldalfa, an alien planet which has been invaded by enemy robot forces, and you play as Cutter Slade, an ex-Navy SEAL where you need to fight your way through fast-paced battles and try to save the planet once again from a complete takeover. You can use your jetpack to jump, air dash and glide your way around the land, exploring the pretty stunning world as you go. And if you've ever played the original game, Slade has the same dry wit and sense of humour that we had back then. So hopefully the wait was worth it, as we're getting Outcast A New Beginning on March the 15th, and that's coming to PC, PS5 and Xbox Series. This next one might sound familiar, and that's because it is. Alone in the Dark is the 7th installment in the franchise, but this isn't just another remake or remaster, this is a reimagination of the first 3 classic survival horror games. You play as both Edward Carnby, a private investigator, and Emily Hartwood, with the mission of investigating the disappearance of Emily's uncle. It's set in a gothic American South in the 1920s, where you'll be fighting monsters, solving puzzles, and uncovering the true secrets of the manor. And you might have noticed already, but the 2 main characters are David Harbour from Stranger Things, and Jodie Comer from Killing Eve. And from the trailer and the early gameplay that we've seen, the facial expressions and voice acting are incredible. But don't let this allow you to forget the fact that this is a survival horror game. It's dark, it's scary, and it goes beyond the realms of the imaginable. It's a true classic horror game with plenty of combat, puzzles, and of course a main story. If you've played the original, you'll recognise several elements, although the main story itself is completely original. So if you're in the mood for a moody, atmospheric game, Alone in the Dark launches on March the 20th, and that is coming to PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. Okay, so we've seen a lot of Super Mario games over the years, but can you believe it's been nearly 20 years since Princess Peach starred in her own game? Well, the wait is finally over with Showtime. You take control of Princess Peach as you fend off the Sour Bunch and bake and decorate sweets in this 2.5D game. And visually it looks stunning with the whole stage and prop design that they've gone for, which makes everything look like it's made from wood or on string. And as you can see, just like Luigi's Mansion, this game is not just another platformer game. There's a little bit of platforming, but there's boss battles, collectibles and side quests, all of which lead you through the main story and get you closer to being the star of the show. And what's great is, each outfit you wear in the game will give Peach different abilities, including Ninja Peach, Mermaid Peach and Mighty Peach. So if you're looking for a new Switch game to play, or you're itching to play as Peach, this launches on March the 22nd exclusively on the Nintendo Switch. Okay, now this is probably the most anticipated game for March, or at least the top game on my list for the entire month, and that's Rise of the Ronin. And if you've ever played games like Ghost of Tsushima or Neo, this game is going to be absolutely perfect for you. It's a third-person, open-world action-adventure game set in Japan during the late 19th century, and it looks incredible. You could say it's got a lot of similarities in gameplay to Ghost of Tsushima, but it also clearly has a lot of differences that sets it apart. You take on the role of a Ronin, a samurai who's been trained from a very young age to progress through the main story, and every decision you make will have an impact on the story as you choose whether you want to side with or fight against your enemies. You can climb onto rooftops using your grappling rope or glide through the air on your avacula, all while exploring the vast landscapes and incredibly detailed cities. It looks immersive and the battles are going to be tough, though fortunately there are 3 difficulty levels to choose from. And what's great is you can not only play this game in solo as a single player game, but you can also play it via online co-op as well. In fact, you can play with up to 2 others to complete the main story and missions in a 3-player co-op mode. And when it comes to the character itself, you will have full control over creating your own custom character, which is especially useful when playing online. Now, as I've said, this is one of my most hyped games for the month, in fact, maybe even for 2024. So Rise of the Ronin releases on March the 22nd, and this is launching exclusively on the PS5. Okay, and here are a few bonus games that didn't quite make it onto the top 10, but I still wanted to at least mention them today. Firstly, Horizon Forbidden West is finally coming to PC. It originally launched back in 2022 on the PS5, and it's going to be on PC on March the 21st. This will be for the Complete Edition, which comes with the Burning Shores DLC, as well as graphical upgrades, support for ultra-wide displays, and VRR. And if you're on Xbox or PC, you might have played this one back in 2022, and it's coming to the PS4 and PS5 in March. As Dusk Falls is a narrative-driven game where you follow the story of 2 families whose paths collide in the Arizona desert in 1998. Visually, it's an interactive book or comic where the image appeared to be animated photographs rather than a typical full-motion game. I did play this back on the Xbox, but I will happily play it again on the PS5. And if you like zoos, animals, or you just enjoy building stuff, well, we've got Planet Zoo on March the 26th. Now, this game did originally launch back in 2019 on the PC, and after 5 years, we are finally getting it on console. Essentially, it's a zoo construction game very similar to games like Zoo Tycoon and Planet Coaster, where you have to build a park and various attractions, enclosures, and of course animals. It's got a career mode with 12 levels, lots of objectives, and the challenges of how the weather and temperatures will impact the animals and your zoo. And following on from designing a park for animals, we have Prison Architect 2, which is a construction and building type game but for a prison. You can build cells, manage and control the daily schedules, and ensure it's safe and secure. This is a sequel to the original 2015 game, but now it's in 3D as opposed to 2D, and you know what, this looks like a lot of fun to me. So it launches on March the 25th and it's coming to PS5, Xbox Series and PC. So there you have it, a quick look at some of the games coming out in March, and I think it's looking like a good month. Rise of the Ronin and Alone in the Dark have definitely got my attention. But what about you? What games are you hyped to play in March, or are there any that I've missed? Now drop a I love gaming in the comments and I'll give you a thumbs up for staying right till the end. And if you did enjoy today's video, check out this video next. Well, thanks for watching, please like, sub and follow me everywhere. Until next time.